Have you ever wondered how sports broadcasters make sports games so interesting to watch? I'm Max, and I will tell you how sports broadcasters do their job. First, broadcasters need to learn how to broadcast. They do this by taking camera editing, camera management, and communications courses in college. Even after broadcasters figured out how to broadcast live, they never stop learning and practicing. Before games, broadcasters prepare by doing research on players and teams, practice what they're going to say before they go on air, and think about what to talk about if nothing exciting is happening during the game. Broadcasters can improve things like timing and calls through practice. Vince Lombardi once said, "Practice does not make perfect, only perfect practice makes perfect," meaning that if a broadcaster doesn't practice the right things, he or she won't have as good as a broadcast as if they practice the details and stats that the audience wants to hear about. If you are young and inexperienced, a good way for you to learn is to turn down the volume on the TV and broadcast the game from there. In sports broadcasting, there are many different techniques that broadcasters use to make the game more interesting. When broadcasting a game, broadcasters need to be awake and ready to talk at all times. Another technique is to form relationships with players, coaches, and the front office. These people can help you a lot throughout your broadcast because they can give you more information and you can trust them. When doing an interview, you don't want to ask yes or no questions. You want to ask open-ended questions. For example, how are you dealing with the loss tonight would be a good question. A bad question would be, did you like the game? When broadcasting a game, you need to know where everybody is on the field, ice, or court. Sometimes the focus is not on the player with the ball, but on the way the off-ball players move and where they go. You also don't want to be biased. Broadcasters can improve things like timing and calls through practice. Have you ever wondered what the difference between broadcasting from the booth and broadcasting from the field is? When broadcasting from the field, you don't have any props and computers to tell you what to say. But occasionally you'll see somebody holding a piece of paper that says a few interview questions, maybe the player's name or a stat about him. But when you're in the booth, you have all that there on the computer or props for you. When broadcasting from the field, you get to actually be on the field and you get to see players right there. You also have to know where everybody is in all the player formations. When in the booth, you have computers to tell you that. When in the booth, you need to tell a story. But when you're on the field, you can go in the locker room and do interviews, unlike booth reporters. My favorite broadcaster, Michael Kay, has been broadcasting for the Yankees for 27 years. Sometimes broadcasters don't get to stay with the same team or sport. In my interview with Zach Klein, he told me that the network WSB in Atlanta lets him choose what sports he wants to broadcast. Sometimes broadcasters broadcast the sports they know and love the most. In my interview with Tracy Wolfson, she told me that the network CBS chooses for her which sports she broadcasts, which is NFL football and March Madness. She also told me you never want to back anything down. Any questions?